What if someone is talking to you in English, telling you a story, sharing something exciting, or maybe something important, and all you say is, wow, or really, or okay, and inside you know you care. You are listening, you are interested, but somehow your English sounds flat, small, even a little fake.
Yes. Sometimes your heart is listening, but your English sounds like it left the room 5 minutes ago. The other person is telling a whole story, and you are standing there saying, wow, 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 again. And after the third wow, even you are tired of yourself.
So today, we're going to make that easier.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Speak English with Sam and Lily.
This is the place where we help you speak English in a way that feels natural, warm, and human.
Hi, Sam. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. A little sleepy, honestly. Not in a dramatic way, just one of those slow mornings where my brain arrives 10 minutes after my body. How about you?
I'm good. A bit busy, a bit all over the place, but good. Actually, something happened earlier that fits today's topic perfectly.
Oh? Tell me.
I was talking to someone this morning, and they were telling me a story about their weekend. A full story, a real story. There were people in it, a train, a missed stop, a very angry sandwich.
Wait. A very angry sandwich?
Yes. Apparently, it fell out of the bag at exactly the wrong moment and ruined the whole mood. It was a very emotional sandwich.
That sandwich had a storyline.
Exactly. And while they were telling me all this, I realized I was only saying, really? Wow. Oh no. Then really again, and I thought, I do sound interested, but only a little, and only in 3 words.
Yes, that is such a real problem. You are listening properly, but your English reactions are too small, too repetitive, or too flat to carry the feeling.
Exactly. And that is our topic today. How to show interest in English without sounding fake. Not fake excitement, not overacting, just real, natural English that shows I'm listening, I care. Keep going.
And before we continue, if you enjoy these kinds of real-life English conversations, please like the video.
And subscribe to Speak English with Sam and Lily for more easy English podcast episodes.
And if you know someone learning English, share this episode with them too.
Okay, let's begin with something very simple. A lot of learners think showing interest means using bigger words. But often, it's not about bigger words, it's about better reactions.
Yes, and the first thing to understand is this. You do not need to sound excited about everything. You just need to sound present, interested, alive in the conversation.
Exactly. Because if someone says, I went to visit my cousin this weekend, you don't need to scream, no way, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard. That would be a lot. Maybe too much for a quiet Sunday story.
Yes, that response belongs to someone finding treasure, not visiting their cousin.
So the first big lesson today is this. Showing interest is about matching the moment.
Small story, small reaction. Bigger story, bigger reaction. Funny story, lighter reaction. Serious story, softer reaction.
If someone says, my train was late and I missed my stop, you could say, oh no, really? Or, that sounds frustrating.
If someone says, I finally finished my project, you could say, oh nice, that must feel good.
Notice something there. Neither answer is dramatic, but both answers sound alive.
Now, let's talk about the problem word, wow.
Ah, yes, the word that has helped millions of English learners and also trapped millions of English learners.
Yes, wow is not bad, really is not bad. Oh no is not bad. The problem is not the phrase. The problem is using the same one again and again and again until you sound like a surprised robot.
Yes, a polite robot, but still a robot.
So instead of always saying wow, we can make our reaction a little more specific.
For example, really can become, oh, really? What happened? Wow can become, oh wow, that sounds intense. Okay can become, oh, I see what you mean.
That's the second big lesson today. One extra phrase makes your English sound much more interested.
Exactly. If someone says to you, my weekend was chaos, you could say, "Oh no, that sounds stressful. What happened?"
Or if someone says, I met an old friend yesterday, you could say, oh nice, that must feel good. How was it?
That feels so much more natural than only saying, wow.
Poor wow. It did its best.
It worked very hard for many years, but now it needs help.
Now, let's talk about another problem. Sometimes learners try to sound interested, but they sound fake instead.
Yes, that happens when the reaction is too big for the story, or too sweet, or too dramatic, or clearly not natural for the moment.
If someone says, I finally cleaned my room, and you answer, that is absolutely incredible, life-changing news, you probably sound a little unusual.
Yes, unless that room was a national emergency.
A more natural answer would be, oh nice, that must feel good. That sounds interested without sounding fake.
That is another big lesson today. Interest should match the size of the story.
And this is a good place to say something important. You do not need performance English. You do not need actor English. You do not need huge emotion in every sentence.
You just need real listening English. English that says, I'm here, I'm following, go on.
Now let's make this even more practical, because showing interest looks a little different in different situations.
Yes, with friends, you can sound warmer and more playful. At work, maybe a little calmer and more focused. In small talk, lighter. In group conversations, quicker and shorter.
With a friend, you might say, no way, really? That sounds awkward. Oh, wow, and then what happened?
At work, you might say, oh, I see. That sounds challenging. That must have taken a lot of work. That's really interesting.
In small talk, maybe something like, oh, nice. Really? That sounds good. How was that?
In a group, sometimes you only need little pieces. Oh, wow. Right. No way. That's funny. But the tone still matters.
Same skill, different shape.
Now let's talk about listening to longer stories, because this is where many learners start strong and then run out of reactions.
Yes. At the beginning, everything is fine. Then the story gets longer, and suddenly you are running on emotional fumes.
Yes, you already used wow, really, oh no, and now you are emotionally unemployed.
So here's something useful. You do not need a brand new reaction every 5 seconds. Sometimes you only need to show that you're following the story.
Little signs like, oh, I see. Right, that makes sense. Okay, I get it. And then?
Those phrases are powerful because they don't interrupt the story too much. They just support it.
If someone is telling you a long story about missing a train, losing their bag, finding the wrong platform, and buying the saddest sandwich in the world, you don't need fireworks after every sentence. Sometimes, oh no, then, right, then, and then, that's enough to keep them going.
That's another big lesson today. Showing interest is not about performing. It's about helping the story move.
Now let's do something really useful. The same story in 2 different versions. First, flat listener English, then natural interested English.
Let's do it.
I'm going to tell you a story. Flat version first. So, yesterday, I met an old school friend completely by accident at the station.
Wow.
And the strange thing is, I had been thinking about her that same morning.
Really?
Then we got on the wrong train together and ended up laughing the whole way.
Okay.
Yes, that sounds alive for exactly 3 seconds. Then it starts to feel very empty.
Now the natural version.
So yesterday, I met an old school friend completely by accident at the station.
Oh, wow, really?
And the strange thing is, I had been thinking about her that same morning.
No way, that's funny.
Then we got on the wrong train together and ended up laughing the whole way.
That's actually kind of perfect. How did that happen?
Yes, that feels much better, more alive, more connected.
Let's do one more. This time a more serious story, because interest should change when the feeling changes.
I had a really difficult meeting this morning, actually.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yes, now that sounds wrong in the opposite direction. Too big, too excited.
A better response would be, oh no, that sounds stressful. What happened?
Exactly. Same skill, different tone.
So, what have we really learned today?
We learned that showing interest means matching the moment.
We learned that one extra phrase makes your English sound much more alive.
We learned the natural pattern: react, add feeling, give a small follow-up.
We learned that fake interest often happens when the reaction is bigger than the story.
We learned that good listening English helps the other person keep talking.
And we learned that you do not need dramatic English to sound interested.
Yes, a good conversation is not only about speaking well, it's also about listening in a way the other person can feel, and sometimes that feeling is built with very small words.
You do not need perfect English to sound interested. You just need warm, natural, listening English.
And now, we want to hear from you.
Which interest phrase from today do you want to use this week?
Or tell us, what is harder for you, reacting naturally or asking a good small follow-up?
We love reading your comments, and it's a great way to practice real English.
And if this episode helped you, share it with one friend today.
And don't forget to subscribe to Speak English with Sam and Lily if you're new here.
Thank you so much for listening today. We believe in you. Keep practicing. You can do this.
See you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.